Welcome everyone to the RIASEC Board Game. This is a how to play the RIASEC Board Game video. I'll be taking you guys through everything about the RIASEC Board Game, how to play it, how to use it, why it's so important, and we'll be doing an unboxing together. So get ready with me. Alright guys, so let's begin the unboxing. So we begin with opening up our box. You will notice the box is a nice A4 size box, the size of a textbook or book, and it allows it to be portable and fit anywhere nice and easy. So what it comes with is the board game. Over here you will see it says welcome to RIASEC 1. Then the next thing you will see is our results page, which has all the different careers that are in demand in the different personality traits and the subject stream you're supposed to select as per different career path, right? So it uses the Holland code, which is realistic, investigative, artistic, social, enterprising, and conventional. These are 6 personality traits that once you explore and you play the game, you'll discover that you have a profile of which personality traits you're good at and which ones you're bad at. So now the game helps you discover which ones you're bad at and which ones you're good at and where you'd like to improve. So this is basically now the results of that game, and this is where you now make your informed decisions after playing the game. Over here we have a manual. The manual breaks down 1, the layout of the game, 2, the personality traits in detail, breaking down what the challenge is as per personality trait, and then 3, we have how to play the game, and then 4, we have how to win the game. Inside you'll notice we have our challenge cards for each personality trait, right? This one is for the investigative trait. This one here, red, is for our realistic traits. This one here is for our enterprising trait. This one here is for our conventional trait. This one here is for our artistic trait. And last but not least, this one here is for our social trait. You will notice as well, we have a bunch of tokens. So each individual has 6 tokens. Each token to represent them in each personality trait, sort of like a marker to indicate how well and how bad they're doing in each trait. The next thing you'll also notice is a timer that we have. This timer allows us to measure how natural the skill is. So if you can do the challenge within 30 seconds, the better you are at this game. Okay, so the next step is how to set up the game. You open up the board game, you will see it breaks down the different personality traits, what they mean. So an investigative person is a thinker, artistic person is a creator, a social person is a helper, an enterprising person is a persuader, a conventional person is an organizer, and a realistic person is a doer. And then on the back here, we just have some information about the company. Yep. Okay, so now let's get into the game. So this is how it looks, right? Bam. And then this is how you then go about setting it up. So there are different blocks, as you can see. So every color goes into the block associated with it. So you take out the cards for social, it's blue, and it will be placed here on the blue, right there. Then you'll take out the cards, next color. And then you'll do this until all the colors have been sorted out. Okay. And last but not least, we have our artistic. So as you can see on the labels below each card set, it says do this. That means the challenge on the card is for you to physically do what's on the card. Then there's ask this, so you ask what's on the card. Then there is act this, you act out what's on the card. Then there is describe this, you describe what's on the card. Then there's pitch this, you basically try to persuade us through pitching. Then the last one is solve this. So this is the set of abilities that are being tested in each personality trait that you must go through and that you must play and get challenged on. So as you can read from the instruction sets, so it breaks down each of the different things. So we have realistic. For the art challenge, you perform the action on the card or activity on the card, basically doing what the card says. Investigative, For the eye challenge, the cards have the name of a popular company in South Africa and a hint below of the industry below. As an investigator, you will be given the hint of the industry of the company by the game master, and you must ask yes or no questions, and it will ask you yes or no questions to get to the company above. So they are our challenges, right? And you'll basically be given the hint. It's a drink or beverage, and you are meant to ask the game master yes or no questions until you get to Fanta. So the idea is to funnel down from Fanta. You ask, hey, is this drink a soda? Is it an alcoholic beverage? Is it this, that? Then once you get your category, you go deeper and deeper and deeper until you get to what's on the top, which is the brand. For the realistic trait, which I skipped over, you have a bunch of different physical activities to do a plank, do this, do that, do this, do that, and all of those are being tested in a time span, right? So that 30 seconds you test each of the different abilities. Let's go on to the next one. The next one is artistic. So for the artistic trait, right, for the artistic traits, what we have is for the artistic challenge, you are required to act out the career on the card without speaking and allow the rest of the players to guess what careers you're acting. So we have different career sets here. We have a mechanic, a lawyer, etc., etc., etc. And the idea is for you to act out. The better you can do this, the more artistic you are. Right? Then the next one we have is for social. For social, the game tests your ability to describe and communicate. So for the S challenge, you're required to describe the words on the card without saying the word and allow players to guess the words. So we have a bunch of famous South African words here, and the idea is for you to say them. Yeah, and the idea is for you to describe all these different careers and for your players to guess. The more you can get right, each card is a point. And then there we go for the next one. The next one is for the enterprising trait. And for the enterprising trait, you are required to pitch or present whatever is on the card to persuade and convince the other players to agree with you. Right? So what we have here is a different. So it says, tell us who is the best musician of all time and why. Bah. Then it says, why should we hire you? Bah. Then it says, tell us about a business you'd love to run. Bah. Then there it says, sell us your shoes. So these are all different persuasive themes that you can go about, and the game basically tests you on that. Okay. Then the last one is for conventional people, and the idea is to solve the pattern problems on the card. So here we have which figure completes the series. How it would work is you would be given these cards, and the game master would have the answer card. And what you'll basically be doing then is when you answer the question, you'll mention your number and your answer, A, B, C, or D. And then you go through each of the different questions until your time runs out. How the scoring works? Yeah. So how the scoring works is we have your different tokens that represent you in each personality traits, right? So let's say, for instance, I am orange. I'm gonna place my cards at my tokens as so. Each token has a letter on it. There we go. To represent where it's supposed to be placed. And then you just place that accordingly. Okay. Now, our scoring system works like this. So 1 means you do not want to play the game. So you heard the challenge and you're not interested in playing the game. 2 means you tried, so we had our timer on, and say for instance you're doing the realistic challenge and you had to do so many, you need to do push-ups, you need to do squats, you need to do this, but you say run out of time and you're trying and you're still doing push-ups. Then what happens is you land on 2 because you were trying. If you can do 1 card within that 30 seconds, you land on 3. If you can do 2 cards, you land on 4. And if you can do 5 cards, you land on, if you can do 3 cards, you land on 5. And then what ends up happening is you end up with a profile like that. Okay, and then this profile will then basically indicate where you have your 5s is where 5 and 4 are your dominant traits, where you have your 1 and 2s are your weak traits. So what this basically would then show for this particular individual is that this individual is extremely enterprising. And then what they would then have to do is when they look at the result sheet, they'll go to the enterprising trait and see, okay, for an enterprising individual, these are the different careers I can do that are in demand right now in South Africa for me to do. And then this is the subject stream I should select when I reach grade 9 for entering FET phase. So this tool really helps in terms of identifying your personality traits, your core strengths, and helping you understand how you can now use that information to choose a career path that suits you, that fits you, and that you are good at. That's basically the game, and that's how it works. Now the winner is, as it says here, the winner is the one with the highest. So when we do a calculation of all the numbers you have there, the highest number wins the game basically. And then that's just basically how you win the game. And then that's the full RIASEC board game. It's in entirety. With this information, you are able to be more clear on where you're meant to be and how you're meant to be operating and how you're meant to be working. So thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to me. Until next time or the next product. Bye-bye.